Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We're still awaiting a couple of presenters, but we're going to get started. Haven't our quartet done a wonderful job tonight? Yep. The graduates will be walking in from this side, and we're not going to stand like it's graduation. We're going to let our quartet walk them in while they play, and then we'll get our evening started. Thank you very much. Go ahead, guys. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Keene High. It's good to have so many people in the same spot at once after such a long break. And thank you to everybody who's watching us. We are being live streamed out today, just as a reminder to everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the annual Keene High Senior Scholarship Award ceremony. I'm Cindy Gallagher, and I'm the principal. I'd like to welcome the chairman of the school board, Mr. George Downing, if you can just give a wave, Superintendent Rob Merlet. He's back in the back. Thank you. I'd like to thank our administrative team, the many staff, and the many guests who are here to present tonight. It's my honor and privilege to be here this evening to recognize you guys, the class of 2022. Congratulations. These students are being recognized for their hard work that they've endured and earned these scholarships and these recognitions. Congratulations to each and every one of you. This is a fascinating event, and it's a testimony to a community's commitment to their schools. Our graduating class currently has 327 students in it, and we are awarding over 115 scholarships, totaling over $400,000 tonight. Thank you. Thank you to the generous donations. The commitment to education, I'm only in my second year, you guys know that, but the commitment to education that we feel from the Keene community and all of the surrounding towns that come into our school is just heartfelt. Like, I get excited and goosebumps just thinking about it. I'd like to thank the various scholarship committees for taking the time and making the tough choices to select the recipients for each scholarship. I've worked on a couple of the committees. The hard work that you go through to make this event be true to your donors and the awards is important. And finally, I'd like to thank the folks that are behind the scenes. We have a new director of school counseling, Miss Russ. She stepped in, and many of you recognize Kim Baker, who did this for a long time, so I'd like to thank Jess Russ, wherever you are. There she is right here. I'd like to thank Ginny Soma. She is the former Blue House administrative assistant who stepped in and replaced Tracy Ahern. Many of the donors will remember Tracy. And I want to thank Tracy. She helped out behind the scenes. So Ms. Ahern, thank you as well. These are the staff that have been coordinating this event, and I'm very grateful for your hard work, and I believe I speak for everybody at Keene High when I say we're fortunate to have you guys here. Thank you very much. It is my privilege to start the awards night, and I get to present the Charles A. Jones Trust Fund Award. This award is presented annually to the class valedictorian and the salutatorian. And so I would like to first congratulate Miss Elizabeth Stanish, who will go to Yale University this year. Come on up. She is our valedictorian. Next, I'd like to invite up Miss Astoria Fox. Astoria will be going to Dartmouth College this year. She's our salutatorian. The day that the Big Thursday came out and I got to see who got to the Ivies was a very exciting day, so congratulations to both of you. I'll be awarding the next award, and this one's an interesting one. The Harry Lichtman Award from the class of 1927 is also known as the Abraham Lincoln Essay Award. The award was established by Harry Lichtman to honor the life of the outstanding American president, whose life was a source of inspiration to Mr. Lichtman and who gave him strength and courage to overcome the obstacles that he faced when achieving his goal to become an attorney. This year's winning essay was written by Isabella George. Izzy, come on up. Congratulations. One of the privileges of winning this is she gets to read her essay to you.
First, I'd like to thank everyone. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. The Gettysburg Address from President Abraham Lincoln during the American Civil War is one of the best-known speeches in American history. It was significant because it recalled the principles of human equality from the Declaration of Independence, encouraging people to continue to fight for the ideas and liberties and to reunite the divided country into one nation. Undoubtedly, racism and hatred continue to exist, questioning that equality, and is rooted in our history and culture. Examples are not difficult to find, from the murder of George Floyd, or the inflated mortality rate of Black Americans from COVID-19, or the mass incarcerations of Black Americans. We must be willing to talk about our history and to reflect and learn from it for better outcomes in the future. However, there is a concerning trend in our community, in our country, limiting freedom of speech and access to information, and this is directly attacking the principles of equality and social justice. In New Hampshire and many other states across the country, there are bills and laws being passed which censor teaching about race and racism. Teachers have reported feeling confused and fearful of losing their jobs and retribution due to educating students about topics that are sensitive yet extremely important. Is it not imperative to learn from history lest we repeat it? Have we become a surveillance state where educators are afraid to do the thing that they are trained and passionate about doing? Another wave of censorship has spread through American schools, targeting race, LGBTQ identity, and sex. In fall 2021, the ALA reported that an astounding 330 books were challenged, a significant increase. When we censor conversations in the classrooms and in books about uncomfortable ideas in American history, We are erasing free thinking and history. The final example would be the proposed Don't Say Gay bill in Florida that bans discussions of gender identity and sexual orientation in schools and gives parents the authority to take legal actions against school districts. In summation, the ACLU wrote, "Our country needs to acknowledge its history of systemic racism and reckon with the present-day impacts of racial discrimination. This includes being able to teach and talk about these concepts in our schools." History teaches that Lincoln was self-educated and had a lifelong interest in learning. Lincoln stated about education, "I can only say that I view it as the most important subjects which we as people can engage in." Our country is divided on many fronts, and if we are not allowed to have freedom of speech and to learn from our history, that division will continue to grow. Lincoln would support freedom of speech and education to break down the barriers that divide us. We must preserve our constitutional right to free speech and not live in fear of retaliation.
That was well done. I didn't get to say Izzy's on her way to UConn, to University of Connecticut. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium Colonel James Cretin.
Good evening. I've been asked to present the acceptance for Anna Hennigan at the United States Military Academy at West Point. And before Anna comes up, I just wanted to read what the President has said. On behalf of the President of the United States of America, the United States Military Academy Admissions Committee, I take great pleasure in presenting this certificate of appointment to Anna Michelle Hennigan for the class of 2026. Signed, Darrell A. Williams, Lieutenant General, United States Army Superintendent. Anna, can you come on up? So stay up here, Anna. I just want to take a minute, because I can. So what this represents, 14,000 high school students applied for this slot. 1,200 were accepted. It's a $450,000 opportunity. That's what the academy process is. She'll be, in 2 weeks,
Yep.
she'll raise her right hand and swear an oath of allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. She'll go through 4 years of school, rigorous school. And then she'll graduate as a second lieutenant in the United States Army and serve for 5 years. And if she's lucky like me, it'll be 30 years. It's a great way of life. It's a great way of service. And so when you look at the challenges that she went through to get into the academy, I just can't wait to see what she's going to do with the rest of her life. Congratulations, Anna.
Next, we'll bring up Miss Rachel Johnson.
It is with great pleasure that I look out on some of your students from Keene High School, and I'm here to present the PEO Sisterhood Scholarship. It's an international scholarship, actually from just North America, but we call it international, and there are 250,000 members. Our organization provides loans and grants and scholarships for women, mostly, through its 6 philanthropies. The PEO Sisterhood is committed to helping women achieve their educational goals. This PEO Star Scholarship that I'll be giving tonight recognizes the accomplishments of graduating high school young women planning to pursue a post-secondary education. And in presenting this scholarship, the members of Chapter H from Keene and actually from this whole area of New Hampshire, and I'm from Vermont, so there's a few of us from Vermont too. We're very pleased to recognize our honoree who demonstrates excellence in leadership, in extracurricular activities, in community service, academics, and she also has a great potential for success. And our PEO Star Scholarship is presented to Kira McLaughlin.
Our next presenter is Miss Andrea Lazat. I'm not sure if Andrea's made it in yet. Okay, then I'll do it. This is the Keene Women's Club. The Keene Women's Club Scholarship is based on grades, students' goals, leadership, community service, and the applicant's individual determination. I'm pleased to announce the recipient of this year's award goes to Brianna Clay. Would Mr. Alex Kapaloff come up? Thank you.
Good evening. 54 years ago, my grandparents, Edward and Charlotte Kapaloff, founded Kapaloff Insurance Agency. My grandma was a bright and capable woman. She grew up in a time with limited educational opportunities. So she wanted to go to school for business, but couldn't. Since at the time it wasn't an option for her, she got married early and had 4 children. My grandpa worked on his family's chicken farm right here in Swansea, but the Purdue's of the world eventually shut them down. So he joined the insurance industry, selling life insurance in Lowell, Mass. When he grew tired of working for big business, he quit and came home and told his wife. She wasn't thrilled, but they decided to move back to Keene and open up an insurance agency. And she took it upon herself to learn the insurance agency business and got her license. She ran the business and sent him out on the road to sell. He was the salesman, she was the businesswoman. Although she was self-taught and didn't have the opportunity for a formal education, she excelled at running the business. Still, she wanted more for her boys. She pushed, not so subtly, for all of them to go to college. They did. Mike, my father, and the youngest of 4 brothers, joined the family business after receiving his degree, and with Charlotte constantly banging the gavel for education, he earned all the highest designations in the industry. He likes to say he has the IMMP, I made my mother proud. Charlotte passed her education gavel to Mike, and then he, again, not so subtly, used it on me, knocking my head a couple of times. I too have a college education and the highest designations in the industry. If you can't tell by now, we're pretty education oriented. At the 25th agency anniversary party, my father founded the Edward and Charlotte Kapaloff Scholarship, which I'm presenting today. It's to honor his parents and to keep the tradition of education alive. My grandma Charlotte often said to me when I was young, the one thing that can never be taken away from you is your education. That brings us to today. I'm proud to award the Edward and Charlotte Kapaloff Scholarship to a young man described as kind, reliable, committed, and responsible. His counselor advised he's a gentle soul who looks out for his peers and works hard without complaint. She was proud to recommend this intelligent young man and dedicated athlete to the scholarship committee. So, without further ado, congratulations, Jared Rokes. You've earned this.
Presenting for the professional firefighters, I have fireman Mr. Dan Lang.
Good evening to the class of 2022, families, friends, and faculty of the Keene High School. My name is Dan Lang. I'm a retired firefighter paramedic for the city of Keene, and I was also the union president for the professional firefighters. As of late last night, I got the phone call to present, so bear with me. The normal presenter, Lieutenant Cooper, tested positive for COVID last night, so I'm the stand-in. So I'm here tonight to represent the professional firefighters of Keene and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 3265. Tonight, our local is proud to represent two $500 scholarships. The first scholarship, the Professional Firefighters of Keene Memorial Scholarship, was started by our organization to support students who are entering college and continue studies in the fire service, emergency medical service, or other related fields. The scholarship is in memory of all our brothers and sisters who have served in the City of Keene Fire Department. This year's scholarship committee reviewed several applications on both awards. After review, this year's recipient was selected based on the following: application presentation, scholarship commitment, community and school involvement, demonstration of good citizenship, and choice of college major. Our first recipient has been an active member in many clubs and activities, including the Interact, 4-H, Cooper's Crossroads, French Club, Key Club, and National Honor Society, all while being an active athlete. In the fall, she will study biology and be a pre-med student. On behalf of the professional firefighters of Keene, I would like to congratulate Ava Vitters as this year's recipient. Our second scholarship, the Robert A. Cunningham Memorial Scholarship, is a memorial of a local hero who is a great friend of many to us at the Keene Fire Department. As the name states, the scholarship is the name of honor Robert A. Cunningham III. Rob was a firefighter EMT and very close personal friend of ours. He was hard-pressed to find another person that loved the fire service more than Rob did. Rob had big goals and a huge heart. By the way, Aaron left me 2 pages of this stuff to read. He had great determination, worked very hard to reach his big goals. Rob was a firefighter at Meadowood County Area Fire Department, the Fitzwilliam Fire Department, a dispatcher at Southwestern New Hampshire Fire Mutual Aid, an EMT for Delusio Ambulance, and the New York City Fire Department EMS system. In 2001, Rob made his move to New York City to work towards his dream of being a New York City firefighter. Rob's very first day working in New York City was September 11th, 2001. Rob was pulled from recruit school. He was in recruit school. He was pulled and went to ground zero just after the second plane hit the North Tower. Just like many other heroes that day, there is no way of telling how many people Rob helped, but I know there was plenty. Rob had a passion like no other, and it made him a great at what he did. After 3 years, Rob served with the New York City Ambulance Service in Spanish Harlem. But in February 2004, Rob succumbed to 9/11 related cancer. He had just turned 25. The local presents a $500 scholarship to the graduating senior pursuing the future in fire service or EMS in honor of Rob. This year's scholarship committee reviewed several applications and its award. After review of this year's recipient, were selected based on the following: application presentation, scholarship committee, community and school involvement, demonstration of good citizenship, heavily weighed on the choice of the major in college. This recipient of this year's Robert A. Cunningham III Scholarship has been active in his community, working in his church, volunteering at Genesis Healthcare, and has just finished his EMT certification, and he will soon be licensed. In the fall, he will be attending Keene State College to get his nursing degree, where he looks forward to helping people in their time of need. On behalf of the professional firefighters of Keene, I would like to congratulate Stephen Marquez, I hope I didn't butcher your name, as this year's recipient. Congratulations, Stephen.
Dan, thank you for filling in. The COVID thing creates lots of stirs everywhere. It's my pleasure to bring up Mr. Carlton Croto for the American Legion Award.
Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2022. The American Legion was chartered and incorporated by Congress in 1919 as a veteran service organization committed to mentoring youth and sponsorship of wholesome programs in our community. On behalf of American Legion, God Post 4, we thank you for allowing us to be a part of this very important and exciting evening. It is with great pleasure that we are able to present two $1,000 scholarships this year. We had a large group of applicants, and it's very difficult to just pick two. The criteria used to select the winners is based on their dedication to their school and community, recommendations from their teachers, counselors, and friends, their academic record, and their financial need. We're very pleased to present the first $1,000 scholarship to a young woman who plans to attend the University of New Hampshire, majoring in genetics, Ms. Phaedra Stem. The second $1,000 scholarship is a young woman who plans to attend the Keene State College in their 4-year nursing program, Ms. Haley Burnham. The Ladies Auxiliary was unable to make it here tonight and asked me to present two scholarships, which, when you fill the application out, was for $500. They've been increased to $1,000. The first is Charlotte Harden. And the second ladies' scholarship goes to Sydney Merced.
I'm pleased to invite to the podium Ms. Pamela Prentice for the Ladies Charitable Society.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here this evening representing the Scholarship Committee for the Ladies Charitable Society of Keene. The Ladies Charitable Society of Keene began in 1815 as a group of women who met regularly in a reading circle and described to contribute a penny each time they gathered to start a fund to help the less fortunate. This fund has grown considerably over the last 207 years, and the Society currently donates to a number of local charities. In recent years, however, our primary focus has been assisting Keene High School students with financial need to attend public New Hampshire institutions of higher learning. The annual Ladies Scholarship Committee awards a $5,000 that can be renewed for 3 consecutive years based on continuing financial need and academic success. On an annual basis, when funds are available, the student may be offered additional scholarship. This year, the Scholarship Committee has selected 2 students who have distinguished themselves at Keene High, both academically and extracurricularly. The first student has demonstrated a strong work ethic, enjoys having challenges in life, and pushing herself to be the best person she can be. She has been involved in student council, is a member of the Student Athletic Leadership Council, and a captain of the girls' basketball team. She is pursuing a degree in criminal justice because she is interested in helping others overcome adversity in their time of need and giving back to her community. It is my great pleasure to award the 2022 Ladies Charitable Society Scholarship to Gracie Wilkes. Gracie's going to be going to UNH, and we wish her all the best. Our second recipient is an animal lover and is interested in studying zoology. She has a passion for learning and has worked hard in every one of her classes. Not only is she hardworking, she is goal-oriented and a passionate young woman. She is described as having a soft-spoken humility trait. She has been the props master for the drama club. She volunteers at her local church as well as the community garden, and she is a member of Interact in the National Arts Honor Society. It is my great pleasure to award this 2022 Ladies Charitable Scholarship to Paige Cody. And Paige will also be going to UNH. Alrighty, this year we are delighted to have additional funds available to offer a one-year grant scholarship for $1,500 for the 2022-2023 academic year to a deserving student at Keene High. This student has distinguished himself by being a person who possesses maturity, leadership, and is hardworking. He contributes to his community and has a respectful demeanor with both peers and adults. He has a great capacity to deal with people and has great commitment to learning and has an energetic approach to succeeding. He is planning on studying engineering while also continuing to pursue his love of music. Not only has he been involved in pep band, marching band, and orchestra, he has also played soccer for 4 years. He volunteers at a food pantry outside of school and aids with his grandparents' care. It is my great pleasure to award the 2022 Ladies Charitable Grant to Jake Mueller.
I had the opportunity to speak to the Ladies Charitable Society and to understand their commitment. Again, I want to say thank you, all of our donors, but 207 years. That's a long time. All right, it's my pleasure to bring up Miss Anne Marie Glein to do the William Marconi Italian Clubs.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors and members of the Italian Club, William Marconi Italian Club, congratulations, class of 2022. And best of luck in your future plans. Each year, the Italian Club provides a scholarship to the graduating senior or seniors from both Monadnock and Keene High. It's given to a deserving student who is a son, a daughter, a stepchild, or a grandchild of one of the members. This year, the Board of Directors will be awarding the scholarship for $2,000 to a deserving high school senior. It is my pleasure to present the William Marconi Italian Club Scholarship to Haley Burnham.
It's my pleasure to invite Mr. Tim Caboni up to the stage. He has a number of scholarships.
Haley won't lend me any money. Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2022. It's about time we got back together. It's been 2 years. These lights are terrible, I want to tell you. So it's an honor to be with you tonight. You've accomplished your goals so far. Just do me one favor. When you go home tonight, thank your parents. They helped you. So, the first award is the Ellen Conitas Abbott Scholarship. She was born 2/24/1953, passed away 2/21/2022. 21. She was a personal friend of mine, 3 days shy of being 68. She attended Simon School during her elementary grade, Keene Junior High School cheerleader, Keene High School class of 71. This is the class of 71 scholarship award also. Cheerleading squad, football, basketball. Was a leader on and off the field on the cheerleading squad. Was a great seamstress and a great Greek cook. She was fantastic. Devoted to her home health care provider when she was working. Loved her family. Raised 3 great kids. Had 3 great grandchildren. Not great-grandchildren, but grandchildren. She was a phenomenal person. So the recipient of this has National Honor Society, National Art Honor Society, Student Athlete Leader Scholarship, Class Council Treasurer, Student Council, Varsity Lacrosse. She's going to Bentley University, and the recipient is Kelsey Marshall. Don't worry. It's young. The next scholarship is the Fiorentino Scholarship, which is presented by the William Marconi Italian Society, which I don't know if many of you know about it, but it's back in the early 1900s, there was a bunch of immigrants that came to Keene and settled here, and in 1929 formed a organization of the Guglielmo Marconi Italian Society, which they all lived in the Island Street, Pearl Street, Wood, Speaker Street area, and that was Little Italy. So they formed the Italian Club or Italian Society at the end of Wood Street. There was a gentleman who was Fiorentino, who raised his family and did a great job at it. Was a charter member, as well as my grandfather and my great uncle, and was a person of character. Was a great person, always went outside of the box to help other people, and was a very proud man, especially of his garden. The Italians were so proud of their gardens, they just were unbelievable. Got nothing to do with your graduation tonight, but it was just how professional of a person they were. Very astute person, always wore a suit, always had a top hat, always tipped it to people. I can remember it as it was yesterday. After church on Sunday, you could find him in his garden. He'd have his Victrola. You wouldn't know what the hell a Victrola is, but it's like a record player. He'd have it out next to the window, and he'd be listening to Enrico Caruso, who was a opera singer, and it wasn't Big Daddy, or it wasn't Eminem, it wasn't Drake, or it wasn't any of those guys, but he'd work in his garden listening to opera. It was just unbelievable, but he was a person of culture, stood for what he stood for. He was a great person. The recipient of the Fiorentino Scholarship this year is passionate about the community as well as her family. Luckily, she still has her grandmother where she can reflect back and still about the values of life and values of the generation behind them, not just about cooking. We asked for a written essay about why you think you should receive the scholarship, why you should, what do you feel about your growing up of being Italian is about. Some of them think just because they're eating spaghetti and meatballs that they're Italian, but this young lady really, she exemplifies all the traits and worthy of the awards. So she is attending the University of Vermont, majoring in public health, and that is for Mia Brown. So on the other hand, we have the membership scholarship, which was designed for an outstanding member of the society who did more than what was expected of them, other than just serving as a voted or an elected officer. So, and it was a reward to them, to their child, for what they did. So, so it's for the effort put forth beyond what was expected. In many ways, it was either a social committee or bingo, which was a very bad word back then because it was every Sunday. It was the International Fest when we used to have it in downtown Keene, or the Pumpkin Fest. To be an officer, board of trustees, contributions committee, many different things of fundraisers. So it was a commitment. I sat on the board of directors 44 years before I finally said, let someone else take it over. So, so this year's recipient has to have a GPA of at least a C average, which I know has a higher grade average than that. My heels would have been dragging on that one if I was going to be receiving it, but anyways, cut it short. This year's recipient, Mia Brown. Ben did a great job. So, the next one is the Josh Caboni Scholarship, which was my son. And Josh passed away at the age of 27. He was a graduate of Keene High School, Bridget Academy, Springfield College. Worked in sales, Artex Motors, Sunday River Ski area, found his niche in Citadel Communication in Portland, Maine. Josh excelled in many sports, played basketball, Recreation League, Keene Middle School, St. Bernard CYO, dabbed in wrestling in senior year, Keene High School. He played basketball in his youth leagues and senior Babe Ruth. He helped Keene win state championship in 1996. I'm sure some of you probably don't remember Josh in the football field and Pop Warner, but starting on a JV squad as a freshman, Josh started at Bridgeton Academy on a defense that went 9-1. He also played 2.5 years defensive end, Springfield College, before injuring his back. Played 4 games with a broken clavicle before one of the trainers figured out why he wanted to switch from the left side to the right side. But he ended up ending his football career with the Monadnock Marauders. In March of 2005, Josh was introduced into the New England Football Hall of Fame. And I always told Josh, I said, your brain loves football, but your body loves baseball. He could have had either one. There was a couple of schools that wanted him for baseball, but he wanted football. But, oh well, that's the way he chose. So Josh was much more than his accomplishments. He was a son, brother, grandson, nephew, but most of all, Josh was a friend with an energetic smile and was priceless. So it's been 18 years and it still kills me, I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you guys, go home, tell your parents you love them, because you never know. It's crazy. So anyways, on a happier note, God bless, I still have 2 sons left. So, this year's recipient, dedication and willingness, expand the game of baseball. Never back down from any challenges. He has spent many years coaching youth baseball in the community and instilling the love of the game, and gave him many opportunities into the next wave of the players. On and off the field, he was a leader. He always supports the teammates, and they go with him with his experience and guidance through tough situations. It was obvious that someone understood how to play, wanted to learn, and was enthusiastic. Only great athletes also excel in the classroom. He has earned a 4.08 GPA. I don't think I did that in 4 years of high school. Planning to study economics in UMass Amherst. 2-year starter catcher, .243 batting average, caught 2 runners stealing, 3.3 on base percentages. Now, I didn't know how much the scholarship was until tonight. We've had the fund through SAU 29, and for years we've given out $1,000, $1,200, and I peeked at it, and I was floored. So this year's recipient is getting $2,500, Ian Bergeron. I was instructed that I'm supposed to introduce the next presenter. For the Tracy Hall Boyle Memorial, Richard and Jane Boyle.
It's a correction. It's Tracy and Richard Hall. Sorry, there's a typo.
The funny part about the program being wrong, and this is not scripted, is that we're Richard and Jane Hall, but our daughter married a Boyle. And the Boyles in their family happen to have a Richard and Jane Boyle, but they live on the Cape. Anyway. The Tracy J. Boyle Memorial Scholarship is awarded each year to 3 graduating senior girls, one from Dover High School, one from Spalding High School in Rochester, and one here from Keene High, in honor of our daughter Tracy, who passed away suddenly in December of 2016. Dick and I, Tracy's parents, also represent her 2 college-age daughters, her husband Kevin, as well as Tracy's brother Matthew and his family. One of the ways that we chose to celebrate our daughter's life was to create a foundation to carry on her belief in the importance of young women becoming self-sufficient, in contributing to their community by mentoring young girls and working ethically and diligently in their chosen field. Tracy was born and raised in Keene, graduated from Keene High in 1988, and then from Keene State College with a personally tailored degree in business communication. She was active in Girl Scouts, leading and sharing her camping passion with young girls. She taught them life skills and equipped them with talents to stand independently. She started her work life in our family business, serving as bookkeeper before marrying and moving to Dover. For the last 18 years of her life, she worked in the University of New Hampshire system, serving most recently as Director of Finance and Administration in the Facilities Business Service Center. Throughout her work history, she remained dedicated to the highest standards of fairness and business ethics. All through her personal life, in how she raised her children, and in her professional life at the University of New Hampshire, Tracy always faced adversity head-on and worked to overcome its impact. These past few years for you has seen a time of great uncertainty, and indelible checkpoints along that pathway may have been missed. Thankfully, you now have the chance to gather with friends and family and share in your accomplishments. The adversity that you have faced and the grace that you have displayed within these past few years will certainly be beneficial to you as months turn into years. Joining Sydney B. Ann from Dover and Ashley Trogler from Rochester, this year's Keene High recipient is a young woman who exemplifies the drive and the spirit our daughter was known for, and we know she will leave her mark on the world just as our daughter did. On behalf of the many friends and family who chose to honor our daughter's legacy with a donation to her scholarship fund, it is with heartfelt pleasure that we present the 2022 Tracy Jo Hall Boyle Memorial Scholarship to Kiera McLaughlin.
I'd like to welcome John Matthews up now, please.
Good evening. It's an honor for me to present this scholarship award on behalf of SCORE's Running Club. Many times over the years, I've heard an expression or saying that goes something like, sports builds character. And I used to think there was a lot of value in that statement until recently when I came across a quote. And the quote was by Hayward Hale Braun, who used to be a longtime CBS sports announcer. And he said, quote, "Sports do not build character, they reveal it," end quote. I'm a certified track and field official in New Hampshire, and I've had the good fortune to be assigned to Keene's track and field meets for the last 2 years. As a result, I've seen the recipient of this award run numerous times. And by observing him running, I've seen him reveal character traits about himself. Now, I don't know him personally, so those of you who do would have to verify if these character traits carry through the rest of his life and everything that he does, but I suspect that they do. So the things that I've observed are that he isn't a flashy or showy runner. He isn't affected by what's going on around him. He gives a workmanlike effort every time he runs from start to finish. His improvement has been consistent and incremental. He runs smartly. He doesn't make mistakes. He is humble. He is Jonathan Hills. Just stay here for a second. So I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but Jonathan last weekend was the second best runner in the entire state in the 3,200 meters. And he will be representing Keene High School at the New Englands this weekend.
I'm pleased to welcome Kelly LaFlamme.
Hey, good evening, congratulations. I want to say to Gracie Wilkes, it's nice to see you've got a robe on. Her mom will know what that means. In 2001, my parents, Bruce and Joyce Wixon, established the Ballixon Scholarship with the intent of helping young men and women realize their dreams of attending college by helping to defray some of the costs of tuition. Thanks to the Scholarship Committee for choosing 2 deserving students. Tonight, I'm very proud to present 2 awards of $1,000 each in my parents' memory. Our first recipient is a motivated young person focused on his academic goals. Outside of the classroom, he is involved with Out of the Darkness, a group in partnership with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. He plans to attend Colby Sawyer College, where he will get his nursing degree, and I'm happy to present our first scholarship to Jared Schmidt. Our second recipient has been described as kind, quiet, and friendly, a dedicated and determined student who strives to do her very best academically. She is ranked number 9 in her class of 327, and she plans to attend the Rochester Institute of Technology to study forensic science. I am so pleased to present the second Ballixon Scholarship to Brianna Clay. Thank you.
We have a quick change in the program. I believe Mr. Baker's coming up now to do the Keene Lodge of Elks.
These 3 awards are presented on behalf of the Keene Lodge of Elks, number 927. Applicants for this award are judged on leadership and scholarship. The first of 3 recipients is Kelsey Marshall. Our second is Kira McLaughlin. And third, Drew Beliveau.
I'd like to welcome Officer Jack Laporte.
Good evening. Congratulations to you all. I'm here to present the Keene Police Officer William Sargent Memorial Scholarship. A little bit about it. Officer William Sargent worked for the City of Keene Police Department from 1970 until his retirement in 1990. He continued to work in law enforcement for 2 years as a deputy with the Cheshire County Sheriff's Office. He passed away after a battle of cancer in 1993. In 1970, training and education in police work was severely lacking. Essentially, you were issued a badge, a gun, and a book of New Hampshire law to learn and figure it out yourself. Officer Sargent deeply respected education and knowledge. Because he came from a very poor family, he was never able to attend college. This scholarship was developed as a means to assist those interested in a law enforcement career. It is given each year with the blessing of Officer Sargent's son, who followed in his father's path and has worked for the Keene Police Department for 30 years. It is my pleasure to announce this year's Keene Police Officer William Sargent Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Tracy Wilkes.
Pleased to bring up Ms. Deleggi.
I shall be brief. The Charles R. Jones Most Improved Student is given to a graduating senior who was selected by the assistant principals and principal. This year's recipient is Amber Lahendro. I would like to invite Kevin Tellier to the podium.
Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2022. The Mark Tellier Scholarship was created in 1998, shortly after our son's accidental death. Mark was a curious, playful 10-year-old fourth grade student at Fuller School at the time of the accident. He was a bright, creative, curious, and a beautiful child. We think of Mark every day, if not every minute. We are thankful to be able to keep his memory alive through this scholarship. Mark's Memorial Scholarship is intended to be awarded to a student who attended Fuller Elementary School and who will be advancing his or her education in the arts or education field. This year, Mark's Scholarship will be awarded to a young woman who attended Fuller School grades K through 5. She has an academic record of excellence. The recipient will be attending Emerson College in the fall. She has been a member of the Keene High School Drama Club since 2019. She's very active in Keene's MoCo Arts as part of both their musical theater and dance programs. As a community service, she volunteers as a performer at Hillside Village, a retirement community. On behalf of Mark's family and in Mark's memory, I'm proud to present this award to Elizabeth Doyle.
I'd like to welcome Miss Janet Jeanette, please.
Good evening. My name is Janet Jeanette, and I'm pleased to represent the Kiwanis Club of Keene, whose mission is to serve the children of our region. To that purpose, Kiwanis sponsors a variety of youth clubs, including the Key Club here at Keene High School. This student-led organization offers its members opportunities to provide service to the community, build character, and develop leadership skills. It was my privilege this year to serve as the liaison to the club and to work with their advisor, Holly Rice, and the Key Club students on a variety of projects. Each year, the Kiwanis Club of Keene awards a $2,000 scholarship to a graduating member of the Key Club who meets our educational and service guidelines. This year's recipient has been a member of the Science Club, the National Art Honor Society, the Keene India Association, and the National Society of High School Scholars. She has also been a member of the Kiwanis Key Club for 4 years and currently serves as its president. In a letter recommending her for the Kiwanis Scholarship, her teacher praised her as being an intelligent, hardworking, and determined young woman who is also among the most polite, kind, and personable students I've ever had the pleasure to know. It is with great joy that I present the Charles R. Wilkinson Memorial Scholarship to Niranjana Achunaraj Indumati. I see your brother, right? Okay, good. Now, I also have the honor of representing the late Bob Deverell, who was a member of the Keene Kiwanis Club for many years and who established a $1,000 scholarship to be awarded to a graduate planning to pursue a career in the medical field. This year's recipient of the Robert A. Deverell Medical Scholarship participated in indoor, outdoor, and cross-country track, unified soccer, basketball, and track, served on the class council and student government, competed in nationwide dance competitions, earned lead roles in many local theatrical productions, and made the high honor roll every semester. In a letter of recommendation, one of her teachers wrote, "This student has challenged herself with rigorous courses and is an insightful student of science and has the critical skills and work ethic needed to be successful in her future endeavors. She's exceptionally kind, a good communicator, and a team player. She is really a joy to teach and work with." This student plans on pursuing an undergraduate degree in public health sciences at the University of Vermont, followed by medical school to become a doctor specializing in women's health. It's with great pleasure that I present the Robert A. Deverell Medical Scholarship to Mia Brown. It's nice to meet you, Mia. Thank you.
Here's the good news. We're turning the page. It's a great night, and I appreciate everybody's attentiveness. I'm pleased to invite Sue Doyle up now.
The MCK Art Outreach Project is an annual $2,000 scholarship awarded to a graduating senior who has demonstrated a strong interest in having art in his or her future. I knew this recipient when she was much younger, when she took a few tennis lessons from me, reluctantly. So I was happy to find that she would be on the girls' tennis team and I would meet up with her again. She's ranked 27th in her class and will be attending the University of New Hampshire. Congratulations to Keene and Kalki.
I'm pleased to invite Mrs. Barnes up to do the scholarships for the art department.
Congratulations. I have 3 scholarships to announce. I'm going to start with Justin Salt Memorial Art Scholarship. The Justin Salt Memorial Scholarship is for deserving individual honoring Justin. I'm pleased to have known Justin and had him in class. Started his career at Keene High School, began to find his passion for all works of art, using different skills in media to achieve perfection. Justin was a very talented artist, majoring in fine arts and graphic design at Plymouth State University. He was skilled at drawing, photography, graphic design, screen printing, and many other areas of art. Through generous contributions to this fund, the Salt family is able to present the scholarship to an individual who has a great love for art. The recipient chose for the Justin Francis Salt Memorial Art Scholarship is Ella Bogdanoff. Next, the Len Hebert Memorial Scholarship, $500. The Len Hebert Memorial Scholarship is a $500 scholarship. Len Hebert was a graduate of the Keene High School class of 1975. He loved to draw, write, and play the guitar. Len passed away after a long illness in 2002. Prior to his passing, in conversations with his family, Len expressed satisfaction in knowing that this scholarship would be established in his name. The recipient for this scholarship is chosen based on the quality of their written application and the variety of artwork in their portfolio. The senior chosen for this scholarship will be pursuing a career in art therapy through a Bachelor of Arts at SUNY Oswego and New York State. We wish her all the best. Congratulations, Izzy Bradford. Finally, the Norma Jane Safford Art Scholarship. The Norma Jane Safford Art Scholarship is a $5,000 visual arts scholarship that was created by Norma Safford. She was a remarkable Keene High art teacher and active community artist. The graduating senior who is eligible for this scholarship must show a sincere commitment to the pursuit of visual arts after high school, demonstrate 4 years of consistent motivation, discipline, effort, skill, and creativity, and possess the wisdom and vision to pursue creative ideas for the future. The honoree of this scholarship meets all the criteria and more. She's witty, kind, creatively enthusiastic. We knew from the first day she stepped into the art rooms at KHS that she would be an art student superstar, and she did not disappoint. Her art portfolio is filled with a variety of interests, a depth of personal insight, and a multitude of skills. She won 9 Scholastic Art Awards just this year, and multiple KHS Artist of the Month Awards in her 4 years here. She's had artwork on display every year during Art in the Park and Keene's Art Walk. We cannot wait to see her creative works in the coming years, as she will be majoring in both studio art and dance at UNH. You are incredible, Fiona Fitzpatrick. And would you like me to introduce Storia Fox for NOS?
Hello, my name is Astoria Fox, and I'm the president of the National Art Honor Society. I have the honor of presenting our annual award to a graduating senior who will be pursuing a post-secondary education in the visual arts. Each year we ask applicants to create a piece of artwork inspired by a quote that the club picks. This year we chose a quote by Henry Ward Beecher, which was, "Every artist dips his brush in his own soul and paints his own nature into his pictures." And we asked that the artist write a small essay connecting the quote to their artwork. The recipient of this award created a beautiful watercolor painting in which they incorporated their own style and made connections to the quote. Their written description interpreted the quote in a very elegant way and made it clear that they were the best choice for this award. So with that said, the National Art Honor Society Scholarship is being awarded to Fiona Fitzpatrick.
Pleased to invite Mr. Olson up to do two.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present two scholarships on behalf of the Drama Club. I would just like to quickly just mention that I jumped in this position like halfway through the year, so picking scholarships is really hard, and I need to give shout outs to Dr. Matt Leese, Danielle Hearn, and Elizabeth Hansel for helping me select two really spectacular students. These two awards are given to graduating seniors who contribute significantly to the quality and the success of the Drama Club, who maintain a good academic record, and who demonstrate good spirit and citizenship. I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the Jean Nelson Award is Emma Schmidl-Gagney. And finally, the Vincent Reel Award goes to Elizabeth Stanish.
I'm pleased to welcome Coach Azzaro.
All right, so I'm Matt Azzaro. I'm here to present the Boys Basketball Booster Club Award. The person we're giving out this scholarship to, I'll be honest with you, the first thing I'd like to say about him is he worked harder than I could ever imagine. My biggest regret was I only had him for 1 year because this was my first year here. He did everything I could ever ask. He was really, really a great leader on the team and a great teammate. I wish him all the best of luck next year at Endicott College. And the winner of the scholarship is Nikki Miela.
Let's welcome Jesse Frink, excuse me.
All right, so I have the pleasure of awarding the Girls Track and Cross Country Scholarship. The criteria for the awards are a 12th grader, member of the Keene High School Girls Cross Country or Keene High Girls Spring Track Team. She has been on one or both of these teams for a minimum of 3 years. The student athlete is enrolled in an institution of higher learning within 6 months of graduation. And the student athlete has demonstrated a high degree of integrity, especially in the areas to her team, commitment to grow as an athlete, excellent sportsmanship, and outstanding citizenship on and off the field. So this year we have 3 recipients. The first recipient is Kira McLaughlin. The second recipient is Marie Prock. And the third recipient, Sophia Gardiano.
Coach Messiah.
Good evening. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Also to you parents, congratulations as well. Keene High Basketball Girls Booster Club. This recipient, I had the pleasure of presenting her an award last night. And it just continues to snowball because of her hard work and determination through the program that we built here at Keene High School. I've been here for 4 years as the varsity head coach, and she came along as a freshman and has continued to work hard every year, put 110% in it. Whether she's injured or not, she does what she's supposed to do to get back on the court, and there's no stopping her. I wish her nothing but the best at Kobe Sawyer next year. And honestly, if I could have a few more like her come through the program, which I know we will, because she built that legacy where girls have now followed her. She got the Gene Mosley Award last night, and that's for leadership. And this now is from the bottom of my heart, from our Boosters Club, Eliza Mitchell.
A.V. Keaton and Meredith Downing to present the Student Athletic Leadership Council Award. There you are.
The Salk Senior Leadership Award is presented to the senior member of Student Athletic Leadership Council who has demonstrated outstanding commitment and leadership during their time as a member of KHS Salk. This year's awards go to Jonathan Hills
And Kelsey Marshall.
Peter Hills, can you come on up?
Good evening, and congratulations to the class of 2022. I'll be presenting the Sweeney Guild Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship was established in memory of Michael B. Sweeney and Elliot F. Guild, who died in the Vietnam War at the age of 21. Both Sweeney and Guild were 1964 graduates of Keene High School and were both football and track athletes. Michael Sweeney died as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. Elliot Guild died as a medic, a corpsman second class in the United States Navy. This award is given each year to a senior track or football athlete who, by example and actions on and off the field, is a credit to his school and to the memory of Michael B. Sweeney and Elliot F. Guild. The recipient of this scholarship is a 12-season athlete in track and field, cross country, and Nordic skiing. I've been able to watch him grow, develop, and improve over the past 4 years. He's provided leadership in the school and the community and is a role model for younger athletes on his team. His commitment, dedication, and hard work has culminated with a state championship in Nordic skiing, and just last week he broke the record, school record in the 3,200-meter run that had stood for 28 years. He will attend the University of Vermont next year, where he'll run track and cross country and study mechanical engineering. It's my great pleasure to present the 2022 Sweeney Guild Scholarship to my son, Jonathan Hills.
Is Coach Tiani here? Oh, there you go. Come on over. Come on over. Thank you. We'll welcome Coach Tiani to the podium.
Hi, congratulations, everyone. The Keene High Field Hockey Program is happy to be able to recognize a 4-year varsity starter. She was Rookie of the Year as a freshman and a 3-time offensive MVP. Second team All-State as a freshman, first team All-State as a sophomore and a junior. And next week, she'll represent Keene in the New Hampshire-Vermont Twin State game. She's a dedicated student athlete who has helped grow the game of field hockey in our community. She consistently helps her teammates improve and constantly demanded their best. She led by example. Her work ethic and dedication was contagious. She is in constant pursuit of improvement, never settling for what works right now, but how she can get better for the future. She sees any setback as merely a stepping stone to her next goal. She will continue her field hockey career at Ithaca College, Congratulations, Eliza Bolero.
I'd like to welcome Dean Preby to the podium.
Good evening. Congratulations, graduates and parents. On behalf of the Westmoreland School Board, we'd like to honor 3 graduates from the class of 2022. Go ahead and just get into this. Jonathan Hills, Serena Willett, and Nina Preby. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Cheryl Patty to the podium.
Good evening. I have 2 scholarships to present. The first is the Westmoreland School PTA Scholarship. Westmoreland PTA awards a $1,500 scholarship to a student that has attended our school for at least 3 years, has maintained a high academic average, and has made significant contributions to our Westmoreland community, surrounding communities, local organizations, or other charitable projects. The student has been chosen this year by the PTA more than fits this criterion. Successful throughout his high school years and his academics as well as athletics. This young man enjoyed basketball and lacrosse and is an avid fisherman and hiker. Pride and service to his community have always been a high priority. I was fortunate enough to teach this young man for 4 years at Westmoreland School in my science class. He is one of the most inquisitive and enthusiastic students. He also worked to improve the school and the surrounding town of Westmoreland. He mentioned the pride that he felt as he worked in the cemetery and placed new flags on the graves of Westmoreland veterans. I'm thrilled to hear that he plans on attending American International College, majoring in general science to become a research scientist with a goal to improve people's lives. It is my profound pleasure to award this year's Westmoreland PTA Scholarship to one of my all-time favorite students, Mr. Hayden Gorley. The second scholarship is in honor of my best friend, Susan T. Shudo, and it's the Susan T. Shudo Memorial Scholarship. Mrs. Shudo served on the board of the Chesterfield School Board for 3 terms and was the chair of the SAU 29 School Board. She was a physical science and chemistry teacher, and she loved learning. She loved to teach, she cared about education, but mostly she loved her students. As an educator, Susan always inspired her students to go the extra mile, stretch, be creative, and love science. She was active in school-wide initiatives and served on many committees to help schools to become better at their central mission to educate and prepare students to confidently meet their goals. In the weeks before her death, we met as friends, and Susan wanted to establish a scholarship fund in her name to help students from both MRHS and Chesterfield with their college education. She helped create the selection criteria for her scholarship. She wanted to recognize students that were majoring in science, education, vocal music, or religion. A student that values education and possesses a genuine love of learning. Has an exceptional academic record, strong work ethic, and is willing to accept a challenge by taking rigorous courses, and has courage to take risks, participating in extracurricular activities, and as Susan said, demonstrates perseverance to overcome adversity, especially adversity related to illness, disability of him or herself or a family member. This year's selection committee had several exceptional candidates for this scholarship, And after careful and thoughtful deliberation, the committee has chosen a student that attended Chesterfield School who they thought best met all of its criteria. This young lady has a love of science, challenged herself by taking many advanced placement and honors classes. She has persevered to overcome health issues through self-advocacy. She has always shown selflessness and willingness to serve her community by participating in the Students for Hope Club, which focuses on getting donations for people struggling with cancer. Her ultimate goal is to become a pharmaceutical engineer and has chosen to attend Wellesley College to major in biochemistry. I'm very pleased to announce the $1,000 scholarship, Susan T. Shudo Memorial Scholarship, to a wonderful person, Sarah Noel Perrin. And I would like Jeff Miller to come up.
I am not Jeff Miller, but I will fill in. I'm pleased to present the Chesham Sportsman Scholarship. The Chesham Sportsman Scholarship is available to the Marlborough and Harrisville students. The Marlborough School Board uses the following criteria to determine the recipient: the all-around character of the student, their citizenship, leadership ability, and academic performance. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Daniel Petit. And I'm pleased to welcome Jackie Atwood up, please.
Congratulations. My name is Jacqueline, or Jack Atwood. As the current president of the Chesterfield Lions Club, I'd like to thank the great local support that we get for all our fundraisers. This again allows us to fund 3 $2,000 scholarships, and we are proud to support the continued education goals of the following very worthy students. Can I have Jake Mueller? Gracie Wilkes. Congratulations. Oops, I forgot to give it to you. And Noel Perrin.
I'm pleased to welcome Ann Louise Wagner from High Five.
Hi. Congratulations, everyone. So, Edge of Leadership is a program of High Five Adventure Learning Center in Brattleboro, Vermont. And with generous contributions from C&S Wholesale Grocers, EOL is able to support leadership development within the Keene schools. In the summer of 2019, the recipient of this year's EOL scholarship joined us for our summer intensive program experience, as well as monthly meetings dedicated to bringing our themes of connect, empower, and lead to life. I have full faith that if we were able to travel back in time, and as we were wrapping up as a staff from that program, we all would have been in agreement that this person would have been deserving of this award, even though they were just a rising sophomore at that point. They showed up with such awareness of others' needs, selflessness, and a quiet yet persistent leadership that has only grown and deepened since then. The pandemic has put a lot of things on pause, including our summer program and our regular visits to Keene High. And therefore, we haven't been able to witness this person's contributions firsthand. But with the input of Martha Levine, a Keene High teacher and our partner in all things EOL and adventure, we heard all that we needed to hear. Martha shared, and I quote, "Jonathan is a clown, a master at juggling. The implementation of the leadership skills he grew and refined in EOL are evident by his juggling president of Student Athlete Leadership Council, member of Student Council, member of both track and cross-country teams, having huge success in each, but also becoming a state champ in cross-country skiing with 5 exclamation points. He is highly driven as a student, an athlete, a member of his community, and UVM will benefit from his clowning abilities. End quote. So, we are excited to recognize you, Jonathan, in all the ways that you've shown up over the years as a sophomore at the EOL summer program and every year since at Keene High. Congratulations to all that you've done, and we're looking forward to hearing what you accomplish next.
Chelsea Bond, come on down.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chelsea Bond, and I am the advisor of Keene High School Student Council. Student Council is a student-run organization that hosts events during the school year to help cultivate and support a positive school culture. Members of Keene High Student Council are leaders in their school community. I'm very proud of their contributions to this school. It is my pleasure to award the KHS Student Council Leadership Scholarship to the following 4 students. The first is Jonathan Hills. The second is Kelsey Marshall. The next is Emma Ann Schmiddle-Gagney. And last but not least, Elizabeth Stanish.
We're going to invite members of the administration to fill in, and we'll start with Miss Alexandra Bond, the assistant principal for Greenhouse. They're going to do sets of awards straight out. Come on down.
I said to Chelsea, aren't you going to say next it's my mom? Because I am her mom. So let's start with my 6. Really pleased to give these to you. The Dr. Homer L. Ash Memorial is awarded to a senior who has demonstrated a willingness to work hard at his or her studies, has a concern for the well-being of the community, and was active in Boy or Girl Scouts. This year's recipient is Olivia Aldifer. Olivia was active in Girl Scouts for 6 years and will study pre-med. Oh, you're right there. The Margaret Ackerman Scholarships are presented in memory of Margaret Ackerman, who taught Latin at Keene High School for many years. This year's recipients, I have 3, are Ryan Jackson, Kanan Kalki, you're welcome, and Ava Pelkey. Oh, you're all right. That's awesome. Next, I have the Gertrude Rousseau Memorial Scholarship. It was established in 1984. Mrs. Rousseau was a lifelong resident of Keene who graduated from Keene High School at the age of 16. For a period of 40 years, she was employed in the area in various legal positions. This scholarship is awarded to a student interested in pursuing a career in legal or a health-related field. This year's recipient is Haley Burnham, who will study nursing at Keene State. Congratulations, Haley. The Class of 1942 Scholarship is presented in celebration of its 50th reunion. The Keene High School graduating class of 1942 established a trust fund for a student who demonstrates a willingness to work hard at his or her studies, a concern for the well-being of the community, and an intention to pursue further education.
This year's recipient is Brady Belden. The Cliff Lerner Memorial Award goes to a Keene High senior who has shown special merit and achievement in science and plans to major in science at a four-year college. This year's award goes to Ava Vitters, who will attend Northeastern. And last but not least, I have the Keene Association of Principals and Supervisors Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a Keene High senior, or two in this case, who has a parent employed by the Keene School District. The recipients are selected by the administrators at Keene High. This year's recipients are Olivia Alderfer and Kanan Kalki. Congratulations. You're welcome.
She forgot to do who's next. Next up is the Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mr. Michael Smith.
Good evening. The first scholarship I'll present is the Lisa Henkel Memorial Scholarship. This award was established by the family of Lisa Henkel in her memory. Lisa graduated from Keene High School and went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Master of Science degree in mathematics from UNH. She worked as an adaptive technology assistant at Keene State College and worked with disabled students at adapting learning materials to accommodate blind students in music, mathematics, science, foreign language, and other areas. Lisa loved her job because it enabled her to help people, and education was important to Lisa throughout her life. The recipient of this year's award is Daniel Petit. Congratulations. Next is the Winchester Teachers Association Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to graduating Winchester seniors, and there are two this year. The first is Ava Pelkey. Congratulations. And next is Trinity Reed Bonaparte. Next is the Robert F. DeBold Memorial Scholarship, and this is presented to a student who is in the top half of the graduating class and has shown enthusiasm in science. The recipient is selected by the science department. This year's recipient is Elizabeth Stanish, who is attending Yale University. And finally is the Jacob Lickman Memorial Scholarship. And this scholarship was established by Jacob Lickman, brother of Harry Lickman, to be awarded to a deserving Keene High School senior. He stated that the recipient shall be a young person of high ideals and marked promise. The scholarship committee found that this year's recipient, Jillian Cody, meets these criteria. Jillian will attend Wheaton College. And the next presenter is Assistant Principal Brett Gottheim.
The first scholarship I get to present is the KHS H. Charles Laracy Educational Golf Tournament Memorial Scholarship. It is awarded to a graduating student who will major in education or teaching. It is renewable for 3 years, and this year's recipient is Emma Schmidl-Gagny, who will be studying secondary education. The next scholarship is the Charlotte A. Doherty Memorial Award.
is given annually in memory of a former Keene High School counselor, Charlotte Doherty. This year's recipient is Grace Denikmas, who will attend the University of Southern Maine. Kingsbury Fund Scholarship. This is an award of $1,000 a year for 4 years to a student likely to excel in math, engineering, or the sciences. This year's recipient is Phaedra Stemp, who will study genetics at the University of New Hampshire. Keene Education Association. One scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who will be majoring in education. A second scholarship is awarded to an academically qualified son or daughter of a KEA member. Pleased to announce the recipient of this year's awards. First, Madigan Keating. And Daniel Petit. Finally, the Philip E. Pratt Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior from Winchester who will enter a science or health-related field. This year's recipient is Astoria Fox, who will be attending Dartmouth College. Next, Assistant Principal, Mr. Colby Baker.
First up, the Charles A. Napoli Award. The Charles A. Napoli Memorial Award is presented in memory of a former Keene High School principal, Charles A. Napoli. This year's recipient is Eliza Mitchell, who will be studying nursing at Colby Sawyer. The Godfrey F. Klein Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who has been accepted at an accredited college. This year's recipient is Naranjana Danga Archanaraj Indumuthi. The Ashila Joyle Scholarship is awarded to a deserving member of this year's senior class who is going on to post-secondary school. I am pleased to announce the recipient of this award is Quinn Thatcher, who will be studying architecture at Kent State. The Jane Lynn Hornby Fox Scholarship is awarded to a senior to assist him or her in higher education with a preference for students who are interested in studying vocal music. This year's award is presented to Matthew Keller, who will be studying music therapy at Cleveland State. The Karen Hicks Memorial Scholarship. Karen was a 1968 graduate of Kennewick High School in Kennewick, Washington. She received her bachelor's degree in early childhood education from Washington State University and her associate's degree in dental hygiene from the University of New England. She passed away on December 20th, 2010, doing what she loved most, living her life to the fullest. Whether it was skiing down a slope, hitting a golf ball, kayaking, meeting with her book club, or caring for her hygiene patients, her spark and vitality were always present. I'm pleased to present this scholarship to McKenna Klein, who will be studying dental hygiene. The Christopher R. Packard Scholarship Fund. Christopher was a graduate of Monadnock Regional High School and received his bachelor's degree from Keene State College. He spent over 10 years teaching computer science at Keene Middle School and Keene High School, and went on to attain a master's degree in computer sciences from Worcester Polytechnic Institute. Christopher was passionate about inspiring students to set and attain high educational goals and pursuits, and this scholarship is intended to continue and promote that passion. This scholarship is awarded to a worthy candidate who works hard at his or her studies, has concern for the well-being of the community, and is pursuing higher education in the field of computer sciences or related educational or vocational endeavors involving computers, software development, or other related computer applications. In celebration of Christopher R. Packard and his mother, Kathleen Mitchell, I'm honored to present this scholarship to Ryan Jackson, who will be studying computer science. Congrats. And I'll turn it over to Mrs. Stroshine, our special ed administrator.
Hi, good evening. The first award that I have this evening is the Friends of Chesterfield School Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior from Chesterfield with the highest cumulative GPA for 4 years. This year's award is presented to Jake Mueller, who will be studying engineering at the University of New Hampshire. The I Am College Bound Award is awarded to a student for participating in the National I Am College Bound Application Day and is sponsored by the New Hampshire Education Assistance Foundation. Congratulations to Ian Bergeron. Ian will be studying at Bentley University. The Lake Bedding Family Scholarship is awarded to a graduate of Keene High School. The fund is administered by the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. The recipient of this year's award is Jacob Lugo, who will be studying musical theater at Muhlenberg College. How did I do? The Elwell Family Scholarship was established in celebration of the education of Kristen, Brent, and Bethany Elwell, and their parents Ned and Mary Lou Elwell, and other donors. The recipient of this award is Keller Grimson, who will study culinary arts at the Regent Community College. The Keene Memorial Fund Scholarship is administered by the SAU 29 Trustees of Trust Funds and is comprised of numerous gifts previously made in memory of loved ones or to celebrate special occasions. The recipient this year is Nicholas Myla. How did I do? Thank you so much. Next is George Downing.
Good evening. If you're following along, you know that you get to go home soon. On behalf of the Keene Board of Education, congratulations to all of tonight's recipients and to the entire class of 2022. The first award I have tonight is the Maurice Alger Scholarship. The Maurice Alger Scholarship, administered by the trustees of the City of Keene, is presented to a student selected by the Keene High School Scholarship Committee. Their selection is given to the Keene Board of Education for approval. Scholastic standing is not the only requirement. General all-around qualifications are already also considered. This year's recipient of the $5,000 award, who will be studying biochemistry at Wellesley College, is Sarah Noel Perrin. The Frank Wright Scholarship. In 1929, Frank Wright established this scholarship with the City of Keene to enable a Keene student who has demonstrated high scholastic achievement to attend a college of his or her choice to be able to focus their attention on academic endeavors. This year, the scholarship is awarded for a period of 4 years in an amount not to exceed $20,000 per year. On behalf of the trustees of trust funds of the City of Keene and Keene High School, I present the Frank Wright Scholarship this year to Kelsey Marshall. The Jan Vanden Beemt Junior Scholarship is awarded to a senior who demonstrates academic achievement and ambition with plans to pursue higher education. This $10,000 award is generously gifted by former teacher Mr. Vanden Beemt in hopes of helping a senior to pursue their post-secondary goals. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Amber Lahendro. The Albert and Pearl Hilton Scholarship Fund. The Albert and Pearl Hilton Scholarship is presented to a student selected by the Keene High School Scholarship Committee. Once the committee has made their selection, it is given to the Keene Board of Education for approval. This scholarship entitles the recipient to an annual award of $6,000 per year for 4 years of his or her education, for a total of $24,000. Unfortunately, tonight's recipient was unable to attend, but please help me in congratulating Brent Zukowski. The Fuller Bartlett Fund scholarships are presented annually to Keene High School students based on specific criteria. The students must be residents of Keene, ranked scholastically in the top 1/3 of their class, and be accepted to an accredited school or college. A scholarship committee screens applicants and submits names to the Keene Board of Education for approval. The scholarships are $5,000 this first year and are renewable up to 3 years based on satisfactory scholastic standing. The following are the 8 students selected for the Fuller Bartlett scholarships in 2022. First, attending Ithaca College, Eliza Ballaro. Attending the University of Vermont, Mia Brown. Attending the Rochester Institute of Technology, Brianna Clay. Attending the University of New Hampshire, Paige Cote. Attending Union College, Aidan Fouth. Attending the University of Connecticut, Isabella Georges. Attending Emerson College, Violet Masterson. And finally, attending the University of Vermont, Aditi Saleh. And I'll turn you back over to Dr. Gallagher.
Before I bring the night to a close, we need to see Jared Rokes, Eliza Mitchell, and McKenna Klein back up at the table. You're not going to give anything back. We just need to check something out. I'd like to once again thank all of our donors for their generosity and to congratulate the recipients for tonight's awards. This concludes the Keene High School Senior Scholarship Awards Night. Be careful driving home, everybody. Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching.